Think about the last time you had a beer. How did it make you feel? Aside from slightly buzzed, you probably felt bloated, tired, and a little bit like you should be riding in a pickup truck with fingers covered in wing sauce. Now, think about the last time you had a glass of champagne. Tell me you did not feel like you should be lounging on a tufted pink chaise, wearing a pair of silk leopard print pajamas with pearls strung around your neck, possibly even speaking with a fake French accent. There is something so undoubtedly sexy and glamorous about champagne. It represents luxury, elegance, and the good life. Pop a bottle of champagne in your home when you have guests, and you immediately command the room. People stop and turn their attention to you. You become an instant rock star. I can't recall the first time I ever tasted champagne, but I can recall when I started regularly incorporating it into my life. I'll be blunt here. I did not grow up in a Classic 6 on the Upper East Side. The closest thing we had to a housekeeper was my grandmother. And like most, I thought champagne was something reserved for the rich and famous. So when my friend suggested I start drinking champagne while embarking on yet another one of my dieting endeavors, I laughed. Yeah, okay, I thought. I couldn't imagine ordering a glass of bubbly from the plump, red-nosed Irish bartender at the Midtown dive my friends and I went to after work. He'd laugh in my face and pour a Coors Light draft. I was never a skinny kid. Growing up in an Italian-American family meant lots of food, delicious food. Hence, the reason I have a fat ass. Kind of like the fat ass Kim Kardashian would have if she had an obsession with toasted bagels with cream cheese and gave up her 6 a.m. workouts with Ganar. Food was the glue that held our family together and the answer to all of life's problems. Fight with your boyfriend? Have a little lasagna, you'll feel better. Failed a test at school? Chicken cutlets will help. Got that promotion at work? It's time for some red wine and pasta. Food was there when you were happy and when you were sad. It was therapy. Most often in the form of a crusty loaf of Italian bread slathered in Breakstone's butter, or in a heaping plate of gooey, cheesy eggplant parmesan. Are you salivating yet? In my eyes, mozzarella was one of the basic food groups, and things like whole wheat bread and apples just weren't part of the equation. Hello, it's no wonder all of those wonderfully cheesy meals did a number to my body. Year after year, I grew chubbier and chubbier, and by the 5th grade, I had joined Weight Watchers for the first time. Being weighed in front of a room full of people at the age of 11 does not exactly do wonders for your self-esteem. But I needed some discipline, and in the short term, I did lose some weight. But a few months later, I gained it back and went on to repeat the cycle for nearly 20 years. Through those years of yo-yo dieting, I tried every fad diet under the sun. From Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers to Atkins and South Beach, everyone got a piece of the fat-free pie. My life was a flurry of frozen diet dinners and low-calorie cookies. The women who ran the front desks of the local weight loss centers, you know, the ones who wear the Christmas sweaters and eat candy to taunt you while you weigh in like cattle, knew me on a first-name basis. Nothing worked, and I always wound up feeling worse than when I started. To top it all off, the lack of confidence due to my weight issues led me down a road of not only unhealthy food choices, but unhealthy relationships as well. I was so down on myself that I didn't believe I deserved a man who treated me with respect. I mean, who was going to love the chubby chick? So I spent the bulk of my 20s surrounding myself with men who made me feel like I wasn't worthy of real, unconditional love. In addition to the toxic relationships, I felt empty inside. I was not pursuing the things that made me happy. I had no hobbies, I wasn't working out, and I was barely even going out with my friends anymore. I was lacking passion in my life in a major way. I threw myself into working long hours at a mind-numbing job, leaving no room for the things that truly lit me up. I was lost physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It wasn't cute. It was not until a good friend and coworker at MTV approached me one afternoon as I was loudly venting my dieting woes to another group of coworkers. Sensing my frustration, Laurent decided to give me some unsolicited advice that would change my world forever. It didn't matter what I wanted to hear. This loudmouthed firecracker was going to impart her wisdom, and it was going to be the best thing that had ever happened to me. Laurent assured me that if I trashed the idea of traditional dieting and started to eat for the sake of my health, I'd be home free. Recommending a meal regimen awash with fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein, I'd have more energy and feel better than ever. The weight, she promised, would come off in time, but most importantly, I'd be healthy. Health? What was that? I was such a stranger to feeling good that I had never even considered eating for the sake of my well-being.